Welcome to the Stanley Street Social Daily Unpack of the Giro, which has now turned into the Daily Unpack of the Giro and the Vuelta. DOS Grand Tours running at the same time, Campbell. The first time ever. The first time ever.
Well, it's wild, isn't it? We got the Vuelta.
Making history.
The Vuelta starting on a Tuesday. Giro doing 230k tonight. Tricky stage, and the Vuelta's no easier. However, you think being the first stage, the leader's jersey being up for grabs, it's probably more likely going to be the favourites going for the stage. As where the Giro, well, I mean, again, it's a raffle. We don't really know what's going to happen at all. Is it going to be a Ulysses/Sagan day? Do those teams want to keep it together? It's going to be a breakaway. Will the GC boys make the difference? On the last climb of the day, they do 3 circuits of a climb, 3K at 9%. So that's a tricky climb. So real lottery this evening.
And we've seen much smaller days at the Giro become GC throwdowns.
Yeah. I mean, just that stage, that the last one that Ulysses won, Pancake Flat, only 2 climbs. We thought it was nailed on for Sagan, but that was too hard for him, and there was 20-odd guys that went to the finish. So,
and Ulysses only scraped into the group.
Yeah, but he was clearly the quickest guy there. Joao put up a bit of a fight, but no idea.
It's interesting though, Joao, with now has he got 15 seconds on the race lead? How those little bonuses that he has picked up along the way, they do add up.
They do.
So
yeah.
I love how Ulysses, as soon as he gets some kind of good nick for these Giro, especially for stages where there's so much unknown, he just becomes the default. Ulysses is going to win.
Yeah. Well, he's the rare rider that he's very, very good climber, but also super quick. And I know there's lots of riders of that type, but you're right. When Ulysses in this kind of one time a season nick, he's the man for these kind of tappers.
Yeah. If you do have any questions, please put them in the chat. Any comments? If you disagree with Cambo, put it in the chat.
Or if you disagree with Alex.
No. We don't want to hear any bad feedback on my behalf. It'd be good to hear what you have to say. A couple other things too. We did I caught up with Jai last night on the podcast. Podcast is out now. YouTube podcast apps at our. Interesting point he said. He's like, we were riding yesterday to take the jersey, which was no surprise, but they are hungry to pick it up. Somewhere but keen to take this jersey off Zhao's hands, and Wilco's in the hot seat.
Yeah. Well, like we talked about yesterday on the podcast, the race could finish at any point. So it's probably best to have the pink jersey than not.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see if that flows onto the kind of the stage we got tonight, which is not a default GC showdown, or do they wait to some of these wilder stages, i.e. tomorrow night, with 3 Cat 1s?
The latter, because I think Joao has proved himself on these sort of climbs. A little bit more punchy. I know 3K at 9% is not really a punchy climb. That's a real climb, but he's only come unhitched on Etna, and then the other day when Teo won. So normally he should be okay tonight, but I think, like you said, 17 and 18, big time stages though. So I think they might keep their powder dry for an assault on the big mountain days.
Yeah.
And to Quick Step try and keep it together for Almeida tonight, just to maybe pick up a few bonus seconds, like you said, it all might add up at the end.
Maybe
they might help Bora and UAE. Maybe those 3 will be the the teams that do keep it together.
Yeah, like if you can pick up another couple of seconds, how much time did he put into Wilco on that TT?
It was only about 10
I'm just
seconds or so, 10 or
yeah.
15.
Do you think he's hold his own in the last TT? He's got 3 stages then
Yeah.
to get through, but boy oh boy, they are 3 genuine mountain stages. So yeah,
Like I said a couple of days
I
ago, I think he's in trouble.
I think though Quickstep will be looking to pick up some time if it's there, if it's within reach, if someone else will help contribute, which you would imagine the Boras, UAEs of the world may put a man up the front to ride. I think I think there's an opportunity for Almeida to become third on the stage.
Extend his margin a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any other juicy points that Jai raised last night? The ins and outs of the race?
He was talking about not in terms of the race itself. He said, in terms of the COVID protocol, one point he said somewhere have contracted their own testing people. So they've gone outside the realm of the RSC to protect their riders and gone, we're running tests every day. We got our own crew, independent committee, looking at this. But
because there was some murmurs of Michael Matthews coming back with negative tests.
Yeah, so he said
Bling's
taken 2 tests since the positive test, and they've both been negative. So that's a nice piece of reassurance for the other guys too. He said that morning that after the rest day where they got tested, he woke up to go to the toilet at 5 a.m. Unfortunately, checked his phone and saw the message from the team saying, "You're fine, your results are fine, but someone's tested positive in the team." And he's like, "I just didn't get back to sleep. Just couldn't sleep."
You wouldn't.
You wouldn't sleep. So yeah, a little bit of intel. The other part too, he's just talking about Sunweb, and he's like, they all went to a team altitude camp beforehand. So a little bit of old school, like full team training camp. He's like juniors, Devo team, women's team, men's team, all staff, everyone was there. I don't know if you can read into that too much about a huge performance afterwards. And also, just he's like, it's just everything's been stepped up. Everything you've kind of always known that somewhere we're like very efficient, very by the book. No untied ends. It's all, this is how it is. This is the process. This is how we're going to do it. And he said he thinks that's why the young kids are stepping up, or the younger guys are all of a sudden becoming a big deal. And also because that's why Somewhere is being so successful all of a sudden.
Yeah.
So,
well, I definitely think there's something in that training camp. Everyone coming together, all the staff, all the teams. It's just one of those unique things about cycling is that sometimes you won't see a teammate all year. You won't link up at the same race. You won't see some staff, and I just think the whole team cohesion thing. There's definitely something in that, and from the Tour de France and then rolling into this Giro, they've taken a step up. So, yeah, something to look into.
It's interesting, like as the technicality of training went up, you lost that team cohesion even further. All of a sudden, guys you'd go training because you had your own program. I know at the under 23 program, we all had the same program, which I also think is wrong still. But at the same time, there was something in that we all went training together every day because everyone had the same schedule. Everyone had 5 SEs, 5 minutes, do them up the same climb. We're all doing 4 hours. Something in that. And then you all go to the brew shop afterwards. You are like the best bros.
We had good team cohesion.
We're the best team cohesion.
Yeah.
But then there was also that year where people started having their own coaches. A little bit outside. A little bit of, it wasn't quite the interaction. I think it just does have an effect. It's where somewhere we've gone, yep, we identify, we've got these highly professional squad. Everyone's doing their own thing, but you know what? Team cohesion comes above that technical sports science nature. We're taking everyone. No one is missing out on this training camp. We're taking your old altitude. You're all going to benefit from it. And well, they're all flying.
Yeah. Yep.
So, no, it's good to see. It's good to see. The other interesting point, I did enjoy Max's intel from the chat we had with Max Gorn about him talking to Kunda Court and talking about Vincenzo going wild in the last week. I don't mind it.
I don't mind it, and I don't think it comes as a surprise to anyone that's watched cycling for the last 10 years that you can never write this guy off. And he'll try. I mean, it looks like he doesn't quite have the legs, getting dropped quite early the other night from the Sunweb train. But yeah, if we've learned anything, he's going to try. He's going to try something, and if the weather turns, look out, look out.
Yeah. Do you want to have a punt on tonight's stage? To first one, Giro, and then we'll talk about the Vuelta a little bit.
Yeah, we'll jump into the Vuelta in a sec. Tonight, stock standard, Ulysses, and in the scenario that the breakaway goes to the finish, I'm going to go with Matthew Holmes from Lotto. Soudal, he's been quite active. He's been sniffing out the breaks. Was in that one.
Is he quick enough to win from the break?
I think he is. I think he's quick enough. He can climb quite well and has been active. And in the last week of Grand Tours, it seems to be the same sort of guys getting into the moves. So he's shown that he can get in, shown that he's got the legs, shown that he's got the tactical awareness to sniff out the right one. So I'm going to go with him as the breakaway option.
Yep. I'm going to go with Bora and Quickstep to ride. Sagan to win the stage. He's going to finally reward his boys. They've been riding for him for 2 months. And this is the time that he's going to reward them from actual, not put himself in the move. And our mate is going to pick up third.
Few little bonuses.
Yeah. Vuelta?
La Vuelta Ciclista a España.
Starting with the cat one.
There's no messing around, is there?
There's no messing around. We are straight in.
173. I think there's only one stage in the Vuelta, which is over 200k.
Good.
Lovely.
Tick.
But the back end of this stage, the last 90 odd k, up and down, a little bit of valley. But then there's the last two climbs. There's 2.9k at 8.8%. And then the last climb, 5k at 8.5. The top of the climb is 1k to go to the finish. And there's a little bit of a downhill to the finish. So it's essentially a summit finish. But that last k gives the chance for people to maybe come back on a little bit if there's a group that gets away, a little bit of looking at each other. But if you get over the top of that climb solo, if you have 5-10 seconds, you're probably going to go to the finish. So exciting stage coming up here in the Vuelta. And like we said off the top, red jersey is also available. So that adds a little bit of an extra incentive and why I think we'll see the leaders be going head to head.
You can't see a breakaway going to the finish, can you? Not really possible.
It would be unlikely for the reasons that I've just discussed.
So who's going to win?
Well, Roglic is probably is he the favourite? You'd say Primoz,
Um, yeah,
Valverde. You
on
know,
paper, the best climber in the race.
it's 5K. That's quite long. Does Valverde get over the top? He's the quickest guy there from the climbers.
Mm,
But maybe like a Carapaz bouncing clear, a little bit of a
yeah,
surprise.
bit of
No, it's not that
punch.
surprise anymore. But um,
Your boy Michael Woods
Michael Woods,
get
yeah,
real excited. He's actually got a fair bit of punch.
he's got lots of punch, and
Mm,
also worth noting that there is a lot of this climb over 10%. So those sort of ramps provide a good launching pad for someone like Michael Woods,
yeah.
who is quite punchy. So I don't know. I don't know.
Mm.
I don't want to go hard and fast on someone just yet. Let me just have a look through the start list and see. But
Dan Martin to come into some form.
yeah, he's quick as well. Dan Martin.
Just gangle his way over that climb.
He's deceivingly super quick as well in a finish. I don't
I
mind
do
that, Alex.
like,
I don't mind Dan Martin tonight.
but I was going to go with Woods if you
Mm,
weren't going to pick it up. Woods, and there's a big smoky in the room here, Campbell, and Luke
talk.
Parker has hit it on the head. Rob Power in the 53.11 to muscle his way over this climb to unleash Capodaco circa 2013 form.
We were talking a little bit about this, Alex. It's
Rob Powers, if he's ever going to shine, this is his time.
this is
We
it.
all know what he can do.
He's got the number 1 on his back too, as in the number 41. So he's going in as team leader on paper. And anyone that knows Rob knows that this sort of finish is what is perfect for him. Not too long, not too short. Just that
No
money
nonsense, no
5Ks.
technical run in.
Yeah, so love to see him win, and it's a good little smoky. Don't think you'd be being watched too much by the big favourites. So if you can get the surprise, maybe go a little bit early, stay away. There's a chance there.
What about Jumbo? Do you think Jumbo would ever consider just letting Sepp Kuss go wild on the first stage?
Maybe.
Just be like, boy, you're gonna have to be doing work for the entire tour. Let's be honest.
Go get the red jersey. Help yourself.
Go pick up the red jersey. Take the stage win. Primoz will just sit on. Don't know if you can say that, but but you know what I mean. You know what I mean.
Yeah.
Just like here's your chance.
Tim Wellens.
Yeah.
This has got a bit of Tim Wellens about it.
Yeah.
I know we're going
Tim
through
Wellens,
a lot of favourites.
like
here.
I know he's a Belgian on a Belgian squad, but just Tim Wellens need to do something.
He's a little bit like Wilco. He seems like he's always there or thereabouts. He wins. He wins a lot more than Wilco has over the last 5
Yeah,
10
no,
years.
he wins bike races.
Well, just from that, it just feels like you think he's a little bit overrated. A little bit too much
not
hype about Tim Wellens.
not overrated, but I think he's not overrated. I think he's probably. I'm more thinking he's underperformed.
Mm-hmm.
Like he gets the rating he deserves, but he probably needs to get to work. Like he's.
I know what you mean.
You know what I mean?
I know what you mean. I'm picking up what you're putting down a little bit.
He does win though. He wins lots of random things, like Bink Bank tour stages. See the two man, Andy Sims. Andy Sims actually. Sorry, not Andy. Adam Sims has changed platforms. He's moved from Facebook to YouTube, which we don't mind.
He hasn't had a good year. Yes. I agree. So, I don't know. I think we'll give people a little bit of slack this year for having not the best year. Would you disagree?
Yeah, no, I agree. I guess that was one of the other things Jai touched on is like this was the year if you can get your timing right, you could absolutely dominate.
Yeah.
Like if you can peak in that 2 week period where you're racing either a Grand Tour or a couple of one days, like you are gonna get work done,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
which I think is also very true. But yeah, I think there's lots of favourites tonight. It's going to be a good one.
We've fumbled around and we haven't really gone for anyone.
I'm going to go for Michael Woods.
Okay.
Rob Power as like Michael Woods with my head, Rob Power with my heart.
Yep. Hmm. Okay. A little bit smoky, but I'm gonna go Martinez from EF as well. So we're getting around EF, and I think Rob Power is the smoky.
How flat would
Dan
you be if
Martin,
you're on
honourable mention.
honourable mention? Yes, yes. Just on EF, you'd be a little bit disappointed if you weren't doing the Giro and you're doing the Vuelta purely off kit.
Yeah. Yes, it looks like they're going back to their traditional pink and blue purpley number.
Yeah, you lose
Which is
the
still a good kit, but
Palace.
it's no Palace kit. What is?
Yeah, yeah. Adam's going with Carapaz. I don't mind Carapaz as well.
Yeah, I don't mind it either.
Really interested to see Froomey.
Yes.
Really keen to
Yeah.
see what Froomey's doing.
I think tonight we'll pretty much know who the GC is going to be for Ineos. Yes, Froomey's got the number 71, but I mean he was in very ordinary nick at the Dauphiné, was it? I know that was a long time ago, and I know there's a lot of time to build, but if he's serious about going for the Tour next year, I don't know. Do you just want to have a real easy year this year and hit the ground running, sort of February, March, build from there next year, or do you want to come up now, do a good Vuelta, and then come down again? I don't know. I probably think the former. So time will tell, though, Alex.
Yeah. Yep. That'll be an interesting stage. Not very often, too. Opening Grand Tour, you can potentially be off the GC if you have a shocker and lose 3 minutes. Like, obviously,
TTs.
There's like, TTs. Like you lose a bit of time. There's obviously unfortunate ones like the opening stage of the tour where everyone crashed.
Mm-hmm.
But like you finishing on a Cat 1, like if you blow up and have it just not good out of the holes, you could be on the back foot big style.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think that's all. If you do want to check out those podcasts are up. Can you get your thoughts on those? And we'll be back here tomorrow, 5:30, to do a Giro and Vuelta unpack. I'm excited about the Vuelta.
Yeah, it's gonna be good.
Mainly stage 1. I don't know if I'll be excited after it, but stage 1, I'm awfully interested.
I'll see you then.
Thanks for tuning in. Thanks, Gam.
All right, bye.